It was on this very ground that young buck Anthony Minichello made his debut in the big leagues. Ironically, it was rugby league immortal Arthur Beetson who'd seen him and signed him. You see, Arthur had seen something in that kid, and he was not wrong. After all these years, after all these memories, it's all been fulfilled, and Anthony Minichello retires as one of the game's greats.
I believe he was, one of the best fullbacks ever to play the game. I might be a little bit biased, but at the top of his game, he was unstoppable.
Are you going to miss this stadium? You're going to miss the pulsating crowd? You're going to miss the moments that happened to you during the game?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Those moments they're hard to describe. Running out of this tunnel, leading the boys out each week. Just those moments before kick-off, it's just it's something special. When you're there, you go, "What am I doing?" But then when you leave it, you go, "I want to be back there."
And you had Arthur Beetson involved in early in the career in selecting you, and I mean that's a lot of pressure, or you just played on unaware of that?
When I was a young kid, my parents filmed every game. They were at every game filming. My mum was there. My dad was on the sidelines, so that came in handy because when Arthur Beetson asked for some footage, we had heaps. So we were just like, "Yeah, here you go, here you go." So
he knew right from the start that you were up yourself. Hey Arthur, look at all this vision.
That's it, yeah.
It all started in the western suburbs of Sydney. Growing up in Liverpool in a tight-knit Italian family, Mini spent his life playing sport. His passion was gymnastics until he was 11, but his love of football started with 2 goalposts in the backyard. There's some great old footage around of the goalposts at your home.
Yeah.
When do you think, looking back, did you get that clear thing in your mind of, I'm going to do this?
I remember there was this scrap metal place down the road from us, and my brother and I would say, "Dad, let's get some poles and let's make some footy posts." And my dad goes, "Yeah, no worries." So he went out one weekend and made these footy posts, and I was just kicking goals, and that's when I sort of fell in love with the game. And then I started to realise, this is the path I want to take.
You also had the fire in your belly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I love the game. I love playing sport, but rugby league was number one.
Signed by the best, Mini went on to become one of the best. He debuted for the Roosters at 19 and went on to become one of the most successful and loved players in the game. 2005 saw him awarded the best player in the world. But just 3 rounds into the 2006 season, he was struck down with a devastating back injury. Did you ever fear that one more tackle could be your last in the game?
Tony Ayub was our physio at the time, and he comes steaming out in the field one day, out here at Waswell training on the field, and he goes, get off the field. And I was like, well, what's going on? And he said, "Mate, we just got your results back from your neck injury, and you're 1 millimetre away from your spinal cord."
A succession of back injuries restricted him to only a handful of games, and when it looked like he was finally over the back problems, he was struck down by a bulging disc in his neck.
Our doctor told us that we might not see him again. Then we just set about the surgery, set about his rehab program, and then set about some informal thoughts as to life after football for Anthony.
The seemingly indestructible Rooster was facing the prospect that his career may be over.
That's when the media and people started to talk that I should give it away, or what does he think? What is he doing? But for me, that just motivated me to get better. I always knew that I could come back and play some good football.
The media, everyone's speculating about your future, but you have the mental strength to go, you know what, I don't care what you say. I'm going to do my own thing here. That says a lot about you.
Yeah, I was focused. I was focused on getting back to play rugby league for the Roosters.
Resolute.
Yeah.
There was never going to be any other outcome.
There's no other outcome. That's what I wanted to do, and I knew I could do it.
His determination to come back and prove people, wrong, and he's a tough man to come back from what he did, and you know, I'm very proud to say that you know, that he's come back from that, and that I believe that no one else could have.
Mini missed almost 3 entire seasons with back, neck and ankle injuries. During this time, he met and fell in love with Australian shoe designer Terry Bibiano, who has been with him every step of the way. Mini slowly rebuilt himself physically and mentally, and against all odds, he played again. And boy, did he play. He gave us one of the most inspirational comebacks of all time.
Minichello, on his comeback to Origin, has scored for the Blues.
In 2011, you play Origin, which is important for you. You also win a Sydney to Hobart with myself. I mean, but single-handedly we won that. We just won that together. Yeah. I don't know who the other guys were. How gratifying is it for you to look back and to have said, I've come back from that injury, and here we go?
It was, it felt good, yeah. I got back into the Origin arena, and that was a satisfying moment for myself and for Terry too, because I always said that you'll see me play Origin one day again, you know. And she knew the hard work that we all put in. You know, she helped me along the way. You know, if I didn't have her through that period, you know, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, to be honest, because she was my support mechanism.
What does she mean to you?
Oh, she means everything to me. I feel she's put me on this path now where I'm a much better person for what has happened in my career.
In 2012, Mini married the love of his life. A year later, they welcomed their first daughter, Azura. But have you done that before, or what do you think?
It's good technique.
You're happy and you know. You really
Man, I have
wanna
noticed one
show
thing
it.
though, and I don't want to point this out, and I know that you're a shoe queen, but I've never seen so many baby shoes in all of my life.
I know.
I know.
She's
got an addiction already.
Marcos of
Yes, she's the Imelda Marcos of baby shoes.
Do you want some more shoes?
She loves shoes. Oh.
Do you love shoes so much you're going to cry?
Oh no. Like those tears.
Yeah. Daddy will get you some new Prada shoes.
I don't want to talk. Because the babies.
You must be very proud of this little thing.
We are.
You know?
She's the best thing ever.
So proud.
Amazing.
And you must too be proud of your man. What are you going to miss most about watching him?
Well, I think that is the main thing I'm going to miss, watching him run out there and play every week. But most of all for me, it's, makes me teary, is the fact that my daughter and our children will never experience watching their dad play football and do what he loves, and it's just, yeah, that's hard. I kept saying 1 more year she might remember, but no, she won't.
What would you say to people out there? And I look at him and I think, you know, behind that wonderfully affable exterior and lovely human being, there is a tenacious side of him. And would you say that's the thing that most people wouldn't quite understand or know about Mini?
Well, I think people see, you know, his smiley face and the big laugh, and he is genuinely the nicest guy you will ever come across in your life. But don't mistake that as a weakness, because he has such a strength of character, and if he puts his mind to something, he can achieve anything and everything, and he has.
No matter what happens from here, he's achieved enormous things, and this is the next phase of his life, and gee, it looks like it's going to be a great phase for you.
Yeah, I
Can't
hope
wait.
so.
Get
I
to
think
spend
so.
more weekends with my girls. How good's that?
Well,
He seems to think.
it seems like it's going to be nice at first. In theory.
In theory, it's not so good. No.
You'll be ringing me going, Carlos, can I come over?
Through the legs, Minichiello, beautiful football. He's able to pick it up and then put a kick on it, and now it's been kicked again by Ricketson, and Minichiello is still there. Well, that is just absolutely amazing.
if you go to the grand final, you hit 300 and was it around about 301 or 302 games. Your great mate Luke Ricketson is on 301. Just personally, how satisfying would it be to knock Rico off 301, just on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, Rico's one of my best mates. You know, I grew up with him. I lived with him in the early days. He showed me the ropes. He's a great guy. So
Massive tosser.
You know him, Karl. Yeah. Look, I would like to say I would love to finish on 301 with him, which I would. But then I'd love to be in a grand final. So, you know, that's the ultimate goal, is to get to the grand final. So
Rico loses.
We'll see what happens.
Tonight is Mini's last home game. Like every game for the past 18 years, his family are in the stands cheering him on. It's a bittersweet night for them. But for the fans, it's a celebration and a chance to say goodbye, back at the ground where it all began.
Just to see him run out holding our daughter, it was such a great moment. I'll never forget it. It'll be in my heart forever.
It's extremely proud to watch everybody here come out for Anthony for his last game. It's actually quite teary to see that many people support him, and he's such a loving kid. That's why everyone loves him.
I knew that he would play football, but it's not the top grade, you know. But when he come over to the Roosters, I knew that he was going to go all the way. Once he come over to the Roosters.
He's so determined that you knew that he was going to go all the way. He had this goal in his head that, I'm going to make it, Mum. And I said, good on you. I said, we'll support you all the way. No problem. Yeah.
I really believe that somebody's true character comes out not when you're going through the highs of your careers, but when you're going through the lows. And the way he handled himself when he was injured was incredible. And I just learned so many qualities in life from him, and I'm very proud.
And for him to retire on his own terms means a lot. It really means a lot to us, and it means, I think, a lot to Anthony.
He's a fantastic football player, but he's even a greater man. And I think that's the most important thing to all of us.
Mini leaves the game as one of the most loved and respected players of all time. He'll be remembered not just for what he's achieved, but for what he's gone through to get there. Arthur Beaton isn't here to see it all end, but there's no doubt that Mini has done him proud. A one-club player, he's leaving the game on his terms, which is deserving of a man who has given the game and the fans so much. Anthony Minichello is living proof that nice guys can finish first.
On that final day, on that final afternoon or evening, when that whistle blows for the final time, you'll have some kind of reunion at the end of it, and you'll have your daughter there for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping it'll be the last game of the year. That's the plan, but
Yes.
We'll see what happens. There's a long road before that could happen.
Yeah,
Before
absolutely.
it happens, but I'm excited for that day and to share these beautiful memories, because when Azura gets older, we want to show her what Daddy did, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
And that
what
she
memories-
was there.
And she was there with
For a
us,
few
you know.
games, for the last season,
Yeah.
she was there,
Yeah.
even if she doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just glad we've got documentary evidence of your final interview with Uncle Karl, which Azura slept through. You might need me around here a bit more often.
Yeah. Actually, what are you doing tonight?
Give me a buzz, you can come back.
Whatever happens to you and your beautiful family in the next few weeks, it's a small thing in comparison to the rest of your lives, but thanks for being with us, and thanks for being on the Footy Show.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.